Good evening. My name is Kathy West, and I have the privilege and honor of being the Director of Alternative Education for the Warren Consolidated School District. I would like to take this moment to welcome you to Community High School's commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. Before the ceremony begins, I have a couple of announcements. Each of our graduates understands that this is a ceremony. It is their wish and ours that we all contribute positively to the dignified atmosphere of this event. Therefore, please do not call out or shout out individual names during the ceremony. To allow the ceremony to be uninterrupted, please take out your cell phones now and place them on silent. I'm going to double check mine too. Also, just a reminder, parents and guests are not allowed in the graduate seating section. Aisles must be kept clear for our graduates. If you wish to take pictures, please move to the walls to do so if you need to, but refrain from using the flash. Professional photographers are taking individual pictures, which will be available for pickup after the ceremony. Our live stream will also be available for you to view after the ceremony. The link for the live stream is located on the Community High School website. After the ceremony is over, we ask that you remain seated until all graduates have exited the Performing Arts Center. Graduates have been instructed to meet family and other guests outside once they pick up their diploma and picture. For your safety, please note that there are emergency exits located at the four corners of the Performing Arts Center. In the event of an evacuation, please walk, do not run to the exit nearest you. On behalf of the Warren Consolidated Schools, we appreciate your cooperation and hope you enjoy the evening ahead. At this time, please rise as we greet the Community High School graduating class of 2021. At this time, gentlemen, please remove your hats, and would everyone rise and face the flag as we listen to our national anthem. Not the graduates. Thank you. Please be seated. Graduating class of 2021 and invited guests, welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Community High School class of 2021. I am honored to introduce our distinguished guests who have joined us to honor our graduates. On stage with us tonight is our Superintendent, Dr. Robert Livernoy, and members of our Warren Consolidated Schools Board of Education, President Ms. Sue Trombley, Vice President Ms. Sue Catula, Treasurer Mr. Carl Weckerly, Trustee Ms. Leah Birdie, Trustee Ms. Susan Joswick, and Trustee Mr. Brian White. I would also like to introduce the members of the central office who are here with us tonight. Mr. John Bernia, Chief Academic Officer. Ms. Pam Fry, our Executive Director of Curriculum. And Ms. Carrie Ellenboss, our Chief Financial Officer. I would like to thank Ms. Brenda Tortolot, my administrative assistant, Mrs. Vivian Hajar, our school security, Mrs. Amy Humphreys, our school clerk, PAC Tech, Mr. Greg Baczynski and his team, as well as Mr. Andrew Cavalier and Ms. Regan Sawinski for their role in organizing today's ceremony. With their combined efforts, our graduation runs seamlessly. Our community high school staff works together to help these young men and women get to the stage today. It is my pleasure to recognize the remaining community high school staff members who are in attendance today. Mrs. Azar, Mr. Bryluski, Mrs. Damaris, Mrs. Deza, Mr. Fecht, Mrs. Haffey, Mrs. Hobeck, Mr. Jekowitz, Mrs. Mansour, Ms. Skelf, and Ms. Swantek. Finally, I would like to take a moment to recognize the Winning Futures program. Winning Futures is run at Community High School by Mr. Rob Otto. Mr. Otto coordinates mentors, meeting with students throughout the school year, helping students navigate life and create plans for the future. This year, they worked tirelessly to make the program work and continue in a virtual aspect, still providing a mentor for students and providing guidance as they approach graduation. Thank you very much. It is with great pleasure that I now welcome Superintendent Dr. Robert Livernoy to the podium for opening remarks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Class, congratulations. I think it's fitting for me to share a story with you that I think can really capture what you've been through in the last year. And on the way here tonight, I thought a lot about how many speeches like tonight across our great country are going to talk about the pandemic and all that we've been through. So I thought I'd give you a little different perspective. I'm the youngest of 6 children in my family, and my parents had 6 children in 8 years. I'll let that sink in for a minute. And when I became a sophomore in high school, my parents had 4 of my older siblings all in college at the same time. And I was the last one in high school. And I remember my dad saying something to me at that time that still I carry with me today, that I want you to carry with you today. And that was, your reputation isn't based on what you're going to do. It's based on what you've done. And what you've done tonight with the support of your parents and the wonderful staff who support you at school is truly remarkable for a number of reasons. But your reputation isn't about what you're going to do, it's what you've done, and you've done a lot. And when I asked my dad about having 6 children in 8 years, I said, "Dad, what were you thinking?" And he said, "I wasn't. That's just what we did." And when I think about him sharing that with me, I had little perspective on the fact that he had so many other children in college getting ready to graduate and do good things in their life. And he really came to help me understand that it really is based on what you've done. And I couldn't be more proud of you for all the reasons of the pandemic and the perseverance and seeing it through to the end. I'm proud to be your superintendent, and it was so nice to see all of you out in the hall because you really represent the best of Warren Consolidated Schools, and I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. So great job, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Livernoy. Class of 2021, my advice to you is to simply be ready. Your journey is just beginning. As a former history teacher, I'd like to offer a quick history lesson. I promise I'll keep it short. Today's history lesson is about the pound key. That's right, we didn't call that anymore. We call that the hashtag, right? Did you know when the hashtag was invented, it had no purpose? It was first installed on a push-button phone in 1968 with no use, other than to provide a different tone for the computer to interpret. Think about that for a second. It had no purpose. Who creates something with no purpose? In 2007, a 26-year-old by the name of Chris Messina brought the idea of a hashtag to the struggling one-year-old Twitter. He thought Twitter needed some kind of organizing framework. His idea was met with laughter. He was told that those things are for nerds, and people would never use them. In October of that same year, one of his friends was tweeting about a San Diego wildfire. Chris called him up and said, hey, can you add hashtag San Diego Fire to his tweets? Didn't take long for others to start using the same hashtag. I guess Twitter was hashtag wrong. Since first used in Twitter in 2007, hashtags have become essential to social media. In 2009, Twitter added an option for users to search for hashtags. When Instagram launched in 2010, users started tagging photos with hashtags like hashtag #NoFilter or hashtag YOLO. Facebook adopted them in 2013. Each day, about 125 million different hashtags are used, and that is just on Twitter. Hashtag who knew? So where am I going with this? Well, let's talk about some important hashtags for you. We'll start with hashtag the impossible. Many of you thought graduation was going to be impossible, but look at you now. You did it. You completed all the state of Michigan required you to do and have finished attending high school. That's because you have been hashtag prepared. Throughout your school years, your teachers, counselors, principals, coaches, mentors, parents, and everyone else have been doing their very best to prepare you for this moment, your graduation day. They wanted to make sure you were ready to take on the world, ready to head out, to get a job, to go to college, or follow your path wherever it may lead. No one could have predicted the past year and a half, and some of your paths may have taken some unexpected turns, but you ended up in the right spot. Hashtag never ending. You may have thought this process was never going to end, but here we are. Whether it took you 4 years, an extra quarter, an extra semester, or even a year, you made it. But this is not the end, it is just the beginning. In the words of the great William Shakespeare, the world is your oyster. Opportunities are out there waiting for you to take advantage of them, and you will because you also have hashtag perseverance. The definition of perseverance is to continue in a course of action, even in the face of difficulty or with little prospect of success. If that is not the definition of what you just accomplished, I'm not sure what else is. That's right, you persevered, you stayed the course, you made it to the finish line, even when you faced adversity, and this year has been full of it. You stuck with it, figured your way around it, and prevailed. Hashtag inspiration. You inspire us. You inspire all of us, your classmates who are looking forward to taking your seats next year. You inspire your teachers to continue working hard to make graduation happen for the next group of students. You inspire me to continue providing an opportunity for struggling students to grow and succeed. And now you are off to hashtag adulting. It's time. You are about to enter the world of adulthood. It has its ups and downs. It's exciting, it's exhausting, it's rewarding, and we can't wait to see what you do. So don't forget to share with us #Community2021. And finally, the most important hashtag of the day, #Class of 2021. Congratulations, you are the class of 2021. You can proudly use this hashtag and use it often. Share your pictures, post proudly. Take some time to enjoy the moment. History lesson over. Thank you for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, before you are seated, some of our finest community high has never had such a resilient group of students. These kids make that young adult have made it through a pandemic, spent a portion of their academic high school years at home, had to figure out a new way of learning, and yet they made it. I present to you the Community High School Class of 2021. Thank you. To exemplify that, at this time I would like to invite Community High School's Valedictorian, Marone Iso, to the podium with this message for the Class of 2021. Marone is not just graduating from Community High School, Marone is graduating with a grade point average of 4.068. Congratulations, Marone.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome students, families, and facilities to Graduation Day for Community High School. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduate who sit here today. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Marone Iso, an Iraqi immigrant, like many of you here in Sterling Heights. I'm an immigrant that never dreamed to be here someday. An immigrant that came from a far country to get all the opportunities that he was looking for. I never thought that I deserved this basic thing that everyone should get, like going to school or the feeling of peace. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to being here today. I'm grateful for my father that made this decision to come here. I'm grateful for my mom. I feel so blessed to have her in my life. And of course, all the community high school staff and teachers. Community high school was an important step for me because it gave me the hope. It gave me the opportunity to carry on my academic life. We all today feeling so happy to finish high school. We were waiting for this moment for a long time. And finally, we made it. But at the same time, we are really nervous about our next move. Some of us are going to college, and others have different plans, or maybe not. Our lives as adults just start right now, and we should have a plan. We should pause and grab a sheet of paper and start writing about what we want and how we will achieve our goals. Because this will really help us to know what we want to do in life. I always noticed every time I achieve one of my dreams or one of my goals, a special feeling takes place in my chest. But it doesn't last for a long time. Instead, just after achieving my goal, or in our case, once we get our diploma, this feeling starts to disappear. And that was important to me, because after realizing this thing, I start thinking differently. I start enjoying all the work that I do. I start enjoying my journey. I start to enjoy beating the obstacle that came in my way. So I start feeling the pleasure of the journey, instead of waiting to achieve my goals to get some happiness. I wish each and every one of you my success in life. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marone. We welcome Dr. Livernoy back to the podium at this time to present the Community High School Class of 21 to the Board of Education.
President Trombley, I have reviewed the documents of the Class of 2021 from Community High School, and they have met all of the requirements for the granting of a diploma from Warren Consolidated Schools. And I'm pleased at their progress and their achievements, and I look forward to all the great things they're going to do in the world forthcoming. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to welcome Ms. Leah Birdie to the podium with her graduation remarks for the Class of 2021.
Thank you. Good evening, staff, parents, and graduating seniors. It is really an honor to be here tonight to speak with you. This is the time to celebrate your accomplishments and to reflect on what comes next. This past year, as we all know, has been extremely challenging for everyone in many different ways. But I am so proud of all of you for staying on track and being able to graduate today, in spite of all that you've had to overcome. Remember to thank your parents, your teachers, your friends, mentors, and everyone that helped you along the way. I'm sure they'll all have some good advice for you on helping to plan your future. Now, as I thought about what advice I could give to you, I recalled the challenging times that my grandfather went through at a young age, and the 3 important lessons that I learned from him. Number 1, be flexible. Number 2, be brave. And number 3, believe in yourself. I'd like to share with you just a little bit about my grandfather's life and how it inspired me to learn these lessons. See, my grandfather was born in a small village in Hungary, and he was small in stature, maybe only about 5'2" in height, but he had a big personality and a kind heart. Now, when he was just a couple years older than you are right now, he enlisted in the military to fight in World War I for his country. And in his very first battle, he was knocked unconscious by a nearby explosion, and he was actually taken prisoner by the Russian army. He was sent to work in a work camp in Siberia, where he learned how to be flexible and think outside the box to survive. For example, there was times he was only given soup and bread to eat, and he would always ask the person giving the soup out for the soup bone, because he knew that there was bone marrow inside of the bone, and it would be nutritious and help him stay strong. So he was able to survive 3 years until the war ended, and then he was finally free. But he was thousands of miles from home, and he had no money. So he had to walk, hitch rides on horse carts, actually ride on top of trains, and occasionally take a job to earn money for food. It took him 2 years to get back home, but he was brave and he never gave up. Now, once he settled at home, he learned a trade, working with his hands and precious metals, and that was something that he loved to do. But he did have a bigger dream for himself. He saved his money and was eventually able to immigrate to the United States and settled in Detroit. He learned a new trade there, making bolts that were used to manufacture the cars. So he was still working with his hands, doing something that he loved and was passionate about. He did eventually marry my grandmother and had 3 sons. But while my grandfather is no longer with us, I'm still inspired by him to this very day. He was faced with challenges that he could never have imagined at such a young age. He was able to be flexible and think outside the box, and that surely helped to save his life. He was brave, and he never gave up the pursuit of returning or finding his way back home. He also followed his passion of working with his hands, and he learned a new trade. He believed in himself and his ability to find a better life in America. Now, my grandfather was just an ordinary man, but he accomplished so much by overcoming so many obstacles. So as you go forward into the next phase of your life, I hope you will remember these lessons and apply them to your life. First of all, remember that if things in your life don't go exactly as you planned, it's okay. Be flexible. Find different ways to accomplish your goals. Secondly, be brave. Be bold. Don't let fear hold you back from trying new things. Don't be afraid to fail. We all fail at one time or another. But don't give up. You never know what unexpected interests you're going to find if you don't try new things. And now is the perfect time in your life to explore your different career paths and find out something that you're really passionate about. And finally, believe in yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. You are each special and unique in your own way. Be proud of who you are as an individual. Listen to your inner voice and find something that you are passionate about. If you do something you enjoy, you will work even harder to accomplish your goals. So seniors, whether you are going to college, joining the military, learning a trade, like my grandfather, or are still undecided, I hope you will remember, be flexible, be brave, and always believe in yourself and what you can accomplish. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Birdie. Now we'll welcome Ms. Trombley to the stand.
On behalf of Warren Consolidated Schools Board of Education, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Michigan and Warren Consolidated Schools, I accept the 2021 Community High School graduating class and confer upon them their high school diplomas. Would the eligible students please come forward as your names are called to receive your diplomas and our congratulations. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marone Isu. Ashley Batarse. Renelle Abbo. Lena Abdulhadi. Fadi Abro. David Agayedo. Hassanain Al-Kayat. Owen Alexander. Sarmad Bash. Matti Bila. Aaron Burnett. Renan Chalabi. Brandon Clanton. Skylar Clark Momet. Ernell Craighead. Rakaya Dandy. Sean Dawood. Maximus Di Maria. Joseph DeBella. Dylan Ellswick. Christian Utsi. Marash Goichai. Marina Gorgeous. Jacob Grimmett. Saja Hantush. Andrew Hayes. Forhadul Islam. Danny Kassab. Marion Kiso. Tristan Kizzy. Devin Lampkin. Alan Livadich. Donovan McHale. Christian Miller. Nadia Moss. Andrew Neff. Noah Plaxco. Chester Reed. Zara Salmon. Charbel Sanjakli. Manar Shamami. Myrna Shamuel. Mariah Shepherd Sias. Agalos Sliwa. Robert Sliwa. Kennedy Walker. Miriam Warda. Rafal Abdulmasi. Jonathan Isho. Ladies and gentlemen, and that is our graduating class of 2021.
At this time, I would like to invite Community High School graduate Ashley Batarsa to come up and lead the class of 2021 in the turning of their tassel.
The caps and gowns that we are wearing today have been used throughout history to represent achievement, scholarship, and respect among clergy and scholars alike. For those of us who are wearing them tonight, they represent our academic achievement and consequently are very special to us at this time. It is customary for candidates to change the tassel from right to left when degrees are awarded. Present-day scholars believe that it represents the passage from one step in life to another. With that in mind, I ask that my fellow classmates now stand. Join me in the celebration of our accomplishments by moving our tassels to the left side.
Thank you, Ashley. Graduates, please turn and face your families. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride and pleasure that I introduce to you the Community High School graduating class of 2021. We ask the families please remain seated until the graduates have exited the auditorium. Your graduate will meet you outside in front of the building. Thank you and have a wonderful night.